Hey guys, Sonic here from T2G and welcome back. So today, I'm here doing my first ever build video on a character, which is, you can probably guess by the title of the video and by the character I have on screen, Yoimiya. Yoimiya is one of the most underrated characters of all time. People call her bad, people call her below average, but I'm here to tell you that she's every bit as good as Hu Tao when it comes to damage. And that's saying a lot. If you look on public tier lists, she's in the S tier, which is pretty good, but there's 2 tiers above that, which doesn't make sense. So, what I'm going to say to you today is Yoimiya is amazing, and she is my primary choice of DPS in this game. I actually use her above Hu Tao, which I own Hu Tao as well, as you can see. And not only do I have Hu Tao, I have a Hu Tao with an R1 Staff of Homa. So, yeah. Alright, let's get into the build showcase. My Yoimiya is level 90 out of 90. She was not my first 90 character, Official was. I've got 2171 attack and 117 elemental mastery. You really only need 100 elemental mastery in order to get the electrocharged. She's best when paired with a C6 Official, but if you don't have a C6 Official, she's also good with a Jingcho, which can also be good, but you want to pair her with Bennett, because if you pair her with Bennett, then she's just going to be dealing lots of more damage. So my stats are 117 elemental mastery, 72 crit rate, 208 crit damage. You'll see why. 128 energy recharge. You really don't want any energy recharge on her because of the Shiminawa set, but I'll show you that. Geo resonance, 46% pyro damage from the goblet, and that's it. I have an R1 Thundering Pulse, which, you know, I'm a low spender, but I'm going to be showing her with an R3 Rust as well, and an R4 level 70 Hama Yumi as the free-to-play. I'll start with the free-to-play, and I'll go over to the Thundering Pulse. Another weapon that would be good for her would be Skyward Harp, if you have that, and Almost Bow. It can be good if you don't have a Rust. Rust is like her second best in slot. But because like if I use Rust, then my attack doesn't change, but I lose like a bunch of crit damage and I gain a bunch of normal attack damage. A R5 Rust and an R1 Thundering Pulse are about the same. So her artifacts are a 4-piece Shiminawa. This is my hat. It's, again, all my artifacts are alright. They're not incredible. This is an offset crit rate hat. I could probably find a better crit rate hat somewhere, but, like I could use that, but that's on my official. And, like, I don't really have a good crit rate hat, per se. So, that's actually fairly decent, but would that be better? That would actually be better, I think. Yeah, 20% attack, 7% crit damage. Maybe, I don't know. But still, I mean, I don't really have a good, like, crit rate artifact, so that is actually my best crit rate artifact, but I could use it on her, but I choose not to. My goblet is actually fairly decent. It's got energy recharge, sadly, but it has 40 elemental mastery, 13 crit damage, and 6 crit rate. Again, these are the artifacts you'd expect to see from grinding for a while, but not, like, perfect artifacts. Like, I have a couple really good artifacts, like this goblet with 33% crit damage, but it's cryo. So, then my sands is fairly decent. Again, it rolled defense and HP. Again, I don't really have the best luck with artifacts, so. This is probably my best one here. It's only rolled crit rate, crit damage. And this is also somewhat decent. It could be better, it could be worse. I could run this, but I don't need any more crit rate. So, I just run the extra crit damage and elemental mastery. So, that's my artifacts. Constellation 0, of course. I'm a low spender, not a whale. And talents are 998. This is pretty much as far as you can go without crowning her. I'm thinking about crowning her, but I'm not sure. My official is triple crowned, so I don't really know. But yeah, that's my build. I'll start off with a Hama Yumi, and I'll show her damage with that. She currently has 1800 attack, decent, like a nice 1-to-2 ratio with crit damage, and yeah. Again, this is only level 70, but it is an R4, so give or take. I'm gonna equip Bennett, and I'm gonna stay with Fischl. So, I'm gonna go hunt down some Ruin Guards, because that's what we do. Okay, the first Ruin Guard is right over here. I'll hunt like 3 Ruin Guards with them. I will. And also high. So the first 3 Ruin Guards... I'm going to do about 3 Ruin Guards per weapon. I've never actually used the Hu Tao on her, but it's actually not a very good weapon for her because of the Shimenawa set, which if you use your skill, what her skill does is it enhances her normal attacks with a ton of damage. But if you use with the Shimenawa set, it takes away 15 energy. And this weapon gives you 28% normal attack damage, but if your energy's full, it gives you double that, which is like 56 or something. So it's actually not really that beneficial, unless your character is constantly at full energy. But you're losing out on some of the damage with the Shimenawa set, and like if you use your burst at all. So it's not exactly the greatest weapon for her, but it's decent. Again, most of the weapons I'll be showcasing here are decent. The Thundering Pulse is her best in slot, but I don't have it past R1. So, gotta get that Resistance Shred. Let's get Bennett's Burst. It's doing decent damage. It's not particularly crazy. About 23k. I didn't even use her with reactions. I'm gonna start using it with reactions. But let's go to the second Ruin Guard. I might actually... Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do the domain. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just do a domain with Ruin Guards. So, this domain down here, the Domain of Blessing Spring, the level 81 has an Abyss Mage and 2 Ruin Guards. So I'll go ahead and do that with each weapon, just to kind of showcase what she can do. I would grab you Crystal Flies, but not today. And yes, I'm a Sweat Lord. But my artifacts are decent. They're not perfect. They're not horrible. They're just kind of in between. I am using her with a full team, and she does have Pyro Resonance, but you're going to want to be using her with Bennett anyway, so. The only Pyro damage dealer you really don't want to use with Bennett is Hu Tao, because his damage buff doesn't really affect her all that much, comparatively when she has under 50% health, with Staff of Homa as well. I guess I do. I'm going to kill them anyway. So this is a bit dangerous, but I have a healer, so don't gotta worry. Alright, so I'm gonna do this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take down his shield with my triple crowned Fischl. This might take a little while. Alright, so I'm gonna cast my burst, I'm gonna cast a skill, I'm gonna cast Bennett's burst, then I'm gonna cast this. So he's dead. So I'm... Oh, he's enhanced with Pyro, that's why he's not taking much damage. Yes, I am. This is actually a bad showcase. Like, as you can see, I took him down pretty fast. Again, that's just with a free-to-play weapon, with decent artifacts. Like, she can go pretty far, you know? But I'm gonna go ahead and do this in the world, because if they get enhanced with fire, it's gonna make my life hell. So, she does a lot of damage. I'm actually gonna showcase her with Vaporize instead of Fischl. I'm gonna show her with Xingqiu, because, you know, vaporizes. You only have that? Okay. But yeah, Yoimiya is pretty strong. That was the free-to-play weapon. Again, about 23k was my highest damage number. But she attacks pretty fast. And that was with Overload and without any extra damage bonuses. So I'm going to showcase her with a Rust. Let me do this and do that. So this is an R3 Rust. It's like the Hu Tao but better. Slightly better. And it's not really, like, gated based on your... It's not gated based on your energy. So, it's more consistent than the Hamayumi for her. So I'm going to go hunt down some Ruin Guards and just kind of show you what a Rust... with like a mid-level Rust can do. I've been playing this game for over a year, so you're going to have at least one copy of Rust by now, which is slightly better than a Hamayumi. So, alright, let's head to where's the direction I need to go. I don't even remember. I'm blind. What? I don't even understand. How did my directions get that messed up? Alright, so let's go over here. Yep, there should be a Ruin Guard right down here. Yep, right there. My directions got messed up there. Oh no. Ha! Dodge. Whack. Whack. Again, I'm not really a Bennett user, so I'm not really used to... As you can see, 25,000 already, and that wasn't even on the last attack. So, as you can see, the damage is about 2,000 higher than that. So, now, I'll equip a Thundering Pulse, which is my, which is our best in slot. And we're going to see what kind of damage she can do. No Fischl this time. I'm going to use Zhongli because, shield. I don't want to die. I also don't want to get staggered. Sadly, there are very few super armor skills in this game, so... 34,000. So with a free-to-play weapon to a 5-star, it added about 10,000 damage. And if I add a Hydro character to the mix, sorry Fischl, if I add a Hydro character to the mix, the numbers are gonna get even higher. I'm not gonna do it on the Ruin Hunter right there because Ruin Hunters are weaker than Ruin Guards. Crap, I did not mean to do that. Okay, let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. I hit 54k and it wasn't even the last shot, so she could probably hit close to 60k with that. $48k wasn't even the last hit, so she's pretty darn strong. Like, my Hu Tao, let's compare her directly to a Hu Tao with pretty much the same exact build. Let's actually look at my Hu Tao's build here real quick. So Hu Tao has 55 to 43, so her crit rate stats and crit damage are a little bit less. She has an R1 Staff of Homa and a 4-piece Shimenawa. So let's take Hu Tao against the exact same enemies with the exact same build. Right? With no Bennett. I'm gonna use, I'll keep Bennett in the party for Pyro Resonance. Actually, I'll just put Hu Tao in, because Hu Tao Yoimiya. I'm not going to use Bennett, because Bennett is actually detrimental to Hu Tao. Kinda, you'll see. So, I'm going to go hunt a Ruin Guard that's already Hydro affected. And I'm going to show you what she can do with just charge attacks with Staff of Homa. She will hit higher damage than Yoimiya, but she's going to hit it a lot slower. And the enemy is going to die a lot slower, because I don't have C1. And if it makes you uncomfortable that my Hu Tao is low on health, well, too bad. This Rune Guard right here is perfect for testing, because he's already Hydro procced. Let's do that. And no, not Yoimiya. 62,000. So my Hu Tao hits him with 62,000, but she doesn't really do that much damage compared to Yoimiya. Like, Yoimiya can kill them a lot faster. So, like, Hu Tao, sure, she's strong, but she kills one enemy and then her cooldown's up. Like, that's the main issue I have with Hu Tao in the first place. Let's try it on one more Ruin Guard. I'll go over here and I'm going to try out her burst. On a charge attack, I didn't even use a burst. So with Hu Tao, like, Yoimiya is just stronger than Hu Tao. It's just that simple. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pop a crit rate food because I want this burst to crit because I don't really want to get the burst back. So where's the crit rate food? I don't really use crit rate food. No, tomorrow. Here we go, crit rate food. Now her crit rate should be about like 75%, so there's a 1 in 4 chance that this is not going to crit. So... Alright, let's... $119,000. So she still hits pretty high, but like, yeah, that was a one-shot, but now she's got to get her burst back with barely any energy recharge. So that's the thing I love about Yoimiya, is Yoimiya hits such high... She's like so good. Yoimiya has such good DPS. Like, if you use your skill here, if you look at my fire arrows... You can get off 21 shots. You can get off 21 shots in a single skill cycle. And by the time you've already recasted your abilities, it's back. Right? Hu Tao can get off like a couple charge attacks at C0, but you need Hu Tao's C1. At C1, Hu Tao is better than Yoimiya. But at C0, not even happening. This is a purely like low spender setup. And I gotta say, if you haven't gotten Yoimiya, she is amazing. That's pretty much all I have to say. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope that you choose to get Yoimiya on her rerun. Why is my attack so high? What? What? Since when did that happen? I don't know why my attack is at 2400. Okay. That's weird. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you found it informative, and I hope that you choose to roll for Yoimiya when she comes back out. She's an amazing character, and is a very... She's actually quite a lot better than Hu Tao in many ways. So, anyways, if you enjoyed, make sure to hit that like button down below, and subscribe if you're new. I post content quite often, and I'll see you guys next time. Saharonica.